Mame fa na se ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de o se dem yopo.
No, you need lawyer John Dark, one kasa unia MP for Swami constituency. One no can say by the express promulgation of the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act, no. Chere say ya tum say ya mani to me say one fa enko ye prosecution.
What am I saying to me? Parliament ana.
Yeah, me unu baby amom die.
No, sir, your inactive, no. Parliament. Parliament is inactive. Party minister so doesn't belong to Parliament. That to me are okay. It belongs to the Attorney General. Given to him by the Constitution and Article 80. 80. He is wrong. And the court has clearly stated that he's wrong. Because that to me belongs to the Attorney General full stop. It doesn't belong to Parliament for Parliament to have given it to him by any corner way. If you put a man, Patimebo, the question is say, if you not heading, you're not heading. When you are reading your own and that's the shall be authorized a future. You cannot say, Ayanakaka said it's authorized by the Attorney General. Then you can say yes. By the enactment of that act and the use of the word it's authorized, then that argument will hold. So my little friend,
the Office of the Special Prosecutor is therefore authorized.
Exactly.
By Hanadia Oisu Shah.
Master. I mean, that's what nothing what you said to me, boy. So what to call Supreme Court? And they don't call interpret. And they don't call interpret. So Ravi Ankonam and Mother to you. Lumba, you've been over to you.
Ankono mammy the micro about for you. Many a match me be a me breast one and me crown.
The same thing of a guy. That's the other body, you know. What do you know? Great, we are not because so the same thing we have to Supreme Court. Of course, Supreme Court over. What is there to interpret? There's nothing there to interpret.
But counsel, Mammy Radiabi, police for your prosecution. Customs Excise and Preventive Service Act 891. One so one and one more crime, 1 year prosecution. This assembly for Act 936, 1 year prosecution. FDA for Act 851, 1 year. Bank of Ghana Act 930 and Act 1032, 1 year. Yoko prosecutions at 804. Nuclear inspectors prosecutions Act 328. So aviation prosecution 1120. Met me a cambe. I don't want to me a special prosecutor. You want to me
because you have more special EI. Yoko.
Executive instrument here. And my one crime.
Yes. And the judge look on the judgment local. Okay, I say all these people have been given a special instrument. Executive instrument. Over to me the if you were a straightforward matter, and then you say, which will be attacked any man. You know what boy Kakwa?
Baba Cassadi.
Baba, our father cases in then you know, analysis. And you come away.
I said, dear Matty, and say ruling of a high court, no, and binding on another court, another high court. I don't know, Embrem what is saying, Sana Metiti say, a Jamwa lawyer for Mukikon.
And correct, but it's very highly persuasive. And correct, so it's not binding on another high court, but it's very highly, or it has a very persuasive effect. And I'm telling you, say, most of the cases will likely follow what their brother has said. Because he said ruling now, very sound. So what is he going to Supreme Court for? He did not interpret any article in the Constitution. He just applied them as it is. So what is the question of interpretation? How many
Council Buamekakra, me hold the copy of the co-warranto application or the call, you know. Now, second one was a declaration that upon true and proper interpretation of Article 88 Clause 4 of the 1992 Constitution and Section 4.2 of the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act 2017 Act 959. May only initiate and conduct prosecutions in the name of the Republic, subject to and upon authorization of the Attorney General. Ahana was seeking interpretation. Interpretation here, second Supreme Court.
True, but the court did not interpret anything. The court just applied. When the expression of the Constitution is clear and no ambiguity arises, you don't refer the matter to the Supreme Court.
Baby, I'm making kind page 11 of the ruling. Or say, the authorities have established that when the language of the legal texts is clear,
yes,
it only calls for application, not interpretation.
Exactly.
And Okan Republic versus Mekankai Ghana Law Report 473 in 1971.
That is the authority. Mekankai. There was nothing to interpret. You just apply what it is, what is straightforward. Unless there's two ways people are arguing to be the interpretation, then you refer the matter to the Supreme Court. There was nothing in this case to be interpreted. The judge just applied it. So all this talk so called Supreme Court, they're able to rather Mumotungu, hold no water.
Sakwa Kai said it has been stated in the case of Bedema versus Awuno Williams in 1969. Was say unless the words of a statute are imprecise and ambiguous, the court does not apply rules and presumptions of construction. Correct. Unless the primary or popular or literal meaning of the words are disputed, the interpretation of the word is unnecessary.
Correct. And in this case, the judge did not interpret anything. I've read the ruling. When you full ruling, remember now up to page 22, 23 to 26 in his message in my one. But the judge was correct. So they didn't know why you know. Menina come resign. Menina the day after.
I say I'm okay. The framers of these office of parliament, woman who say you better on say, okay, the Attorney General shall therefore take steps to issue an executive instrument to empower the office of the special prosecutor to go ahead with prosecutions or whatever. And then I don't know. Now yes, one you establish your office in the man. No matter how many person. One call for anyone.
You. Either Muhammad goes to the mountain, or the mountain comes to Muhammad. Not that. Either way, somebody has to go to climb the mountain. And it's a parliament. If there was an oversight, that's a parliament. Yeah. What would the instruments the age man as well? And I remember that they gave the act to Martiamidu to study and make recommendations. At that time, it was a bill. I remember something like that. So there was some. Yes, there was something like that. So if there was an oversight on the part of Parliament, what about you, the person who is going to use the act to work? What about you? And you cannot blame Parliament, because Parliament never had the power to give it to you in the first place. That power lies in the hands of the Attorney General. And the judge ruling was correct and apt.
Papa, mami radie bi. Asemi see ye no yete say office and say they will appeal against the ruling. And no ema so na nra nipa bi a wo prosecute wo no court and wo mo ekọ di sa asem no. We no is tantamount to contempt of court and na e de be no.
Oh, not really. Minister says contempt of any court. He's just showing off. That's all. But Minister says contempt of any court. And also, it's not even 7 days. When the ruling comes out, there's a 7-day reprieve. And after 7 days, and it will be served on him. I don't think it will be contempt. And in exercises like this, nobody is interested in contempt. Everybody is interested in the academic aspect of it, because it teaches us going forward how things are supposed to be done. So the issue of contempt, I don't think arises at all.
Council sawo nipa bi a wo defend wo mo e obi a case anka office of the special prosecutor ne ya per the ruling abay nke futuo be na ade be ma client.
I've already given some people advice before this ruling. How to face special prosecutor. I've given them advice to go and demand his authorization. Now, all those cases, because of this ruling, very serious implications. And my advice would be to go and demand the same thing. We have the jail argument and refer the court to this very highly persuasive ruling. And the court may have regard. It's not binding on the court, especially the High Court. But the court have regard.
Sir, office of the special prosecutor no so be say some of the prayer, that is the second prayer by the fourth accused, and it say true interpretation. Until occurs a true interpretation, dear, not just interpretation, dear, Supreme Court na walker. Na court no so no one yet interpretation. And so because any chinchina say no, what can the by me court Supreme Court for interpretation? You don't appeal based on somebody's prayer,
which was not granted. You appeal based on the ruling, the findings made by the judge. Then you say he was wrong. But you don't go and say somebody made an application for interpretation and that was not even the basis or the reasons for the ruling, but I'm still appealing it. No. You appeal based on the reasons for the ruling. And a friend ratio this addenda.
But no, the special prosecutor here Kisi Agyapbeng was sando caution be said CSO so no wa mo ma on me so nipa bi a abo wa mo nie se wa mo pese ye special prosecutor na adwuma free ho ye ge the powers free ntem wa mo enko die nti wa mo sorry o kan sa asem na ani na awotwe na sa ruling ya bawo wo gi ni say
oh master etibe me person me say or you incompetent no doesn't mean say person you OSP no when you say the OSP should be there, the office of special prosecutor should be there, but he is incompetent. So are you saying that people like me, I want to have the office abolished simply because I think he's incompetent? No. That's the also so now okay can how many info?
CDD one me adi
master, you are that's why most of the things I would say no, they are just clearly wrong. CDD okay, penny back he said that they should allow OSP to go and defend himself in the Supreme Court. Can you believe this? An employee to go and defend to go and defend the office, which was not created by him, but it was created by government, and he wanted the employees to go and defend the office. He was clearly wrong. So all these CSOs, they have their own agenda. Let's not waste our time. Look, I know there's a political angle and a legal angle. I'm more interested in the legal angle, in that I know that this guy is wrong, and the judge was correct. The ruling of the High Court is sound.
It is a ruling, say, if it's allowed to stand, as it is said, the Okakra said, "Wako Supreme Court to Krana Enkosia Ganoa." Case is a one in change now. This will guide the Command Attorney General.
That is what the ruling even says, and I think that is the correct position. Until he gets his EI, he's not known.
Yeah, the appointment of public prosecutors instrument EI says to 62 no.
Until he gets that authority, he is not known in the matter. It's like a lawyer who goes to court and you haven't filed the appointment of lawyer of solicitor. You are not known. The court can choose not to hear you.
Wow.
Yes. So
framers of these one year parliament bra one year no one man who sadie and na afa question ni people say if you martin me do pen so ebe pim yewura Kisi Agyapbeng pen so enti enei na ya bebe hunu sadie no ana
omuhui enu ti na craft at section 42 no refer to article 88(4) and said he shall be authorized, meaning that after that, the Attorney General was to authorize him. And on that, there may have been an oversight. And so they were aware. That's how prosecutorial powers belong to Attorney General. And so he will or he shall be authorized. But as I said, there was an oversight in seeking to get that authorization.
In the proper sense of the word, next one say pa.
Oh, and I can say the authorization can come in many different forms. And I can say other EI, how can GRA has one, Yoko has one, all these people. So they just look at it and copy. And say that he's authorized to prosecute all cases of corruption and corruption related matters in the name of the Attorney General. That would have ended it.
Wow. Sa office no ene wo mo ba ye we dey yemfa matem di so ba ye ne de ko ebe pim nei but cases bebre wo wa de ko court ogun hu o ye foriata de SML de wo de nipa bi wo nipa bi wo kra ya blocking ye san kasika nko benua afri o man coffers mu so oguso ye adwuma o.
Yeah, but to what end? Oh, yes, man, but you have no authorization. So it's a nullity. This is going to have a domino effect, big time, on all the cases in Hamlet. And because they have given people advice in private, first they should challenge his authorization. Long time ago, I've been able to backward route, the pepper and so on. So this case, it's fantastic for those who are before the
law. Because a judgment in ruling or can ECG for the in respect of the actions arising or can say one would any appointment of public prosecutions instruments EI 38. I the ma one more as one me. You wait that office of the special prosecutor in office on him say and that's what call for appointment of public prosecution instrument. No nim. Papa, you go back to your nyina. Why not?
A man of Babia, I Babia, I Special Prosecutor, Office of the Special Prosecutor, an act of Parliament, and a criteria. And I think that Office of Special Prosecutor
I said that you are a special prosecutor. You must be nominated by the Attorney General. And the Attorney General or nominate you. Naturally, Kafachi or nominate you, sir. So nominate you, sir, maybe a couple ball, and I say, couple long term. Or nominate you, so occupy that office. Now, Opa, the idea now, is it a question, sir? Who you move on, now you should move here. Now I send you a bread, Attorney General. Now, in court, there should be barely an interpretation. There was an ordinary interpretation. The ordinary interpretation. But sometimes, the ordinary interpretation may lead to absurdity. Remember, literally says, so you go court and send the back. Never you are interested in the Ghana Constitution one. I say what you try. But tell you what you try. At the back of we subject Yansani. Some people are assembly banning a chilima. There will be the purposive interpretation. Purposive interpretation is a watcher. Young children, son, ye be ya, but I ain't ya, Samran, every year, Kuma. And in law, your friend purposive interpretation. Now, OSP Assembly Abbey. Edu baby a edu baby so yasaba at the time of this government. Because look, I'm not being partisan, me nyama nyosem sa. But me obi aga na open no krekani pa se no bi kan. Ora no krekan fo pa wo man Ghana be me ensa. Obribu ahe Dr. Baumia ene Exantorole. Am paso. No, plus so to say by nature pencil. And a court to be a common order said. OSP no prosecutorial powers are why specimen in ano. A annoying and void. Enim Maranin to one. Come give it a Sam George. Okuja to black one. Sabi Ganchi. The better secret net. Amagana though Accra will come to a standstill. Any lawyer, Womako, and others, of what you question, or the better secret. The men on deliver ruling now, Accra will come to a standstill. And the Shababia Yabedu. Shababia. Meanwhile, I'm informed on authority said there is a case pending before Supreme Court to cry or more interpretation. So better my prosecuting. And that case has not been determined. The case is not determined there. I don't know in one state why the lawyers in that case, especially your court before Justice Nyante, the office of the Attorney General no one raised that issue. As I said, ABR. Now, office of the Attorney General by a badge said, office of special prosecutor or your Jumedia. It's yet your Baba Naso, another Nam for Naso, another bad party NDC for Naso. It's a car bank one, office of special prosecutor. Because if the case is pending before Supreme Court, your court to a judge is in the brain, even if it is at the court of appeal. Judge is in catcher, Mummy and Kenneth, the NTN Supreme Court to the cross. Me and Chitchering. Let us view. All practitioners, legal practitioners, we know as a fact. So, all your case, not a compass set, you bring young from the Supreme Court. Who also, who died, they have the among Supreme Court, and I have to referral. It's a common practice. Now, a BSC, Ubenya B, or Rafa Kubagi versus Makarasari. Almost state proceedings and they went for referral. Ubenya B, Abrapokia versus ADP. Ubenya B, a lot of cases. But I think there is only one case, Sakiti Kata versus the Attorney General. The Sakiti Kata versus the Attorney General, sa tribunal assembly now or inviting okay package. You have a lot. So I don't think a case na call that answer. The AG's representative men receive points and said, Mommy and Chinese Supreme Court at the camp. Because remember, I said, the case is a Supreme Court now, where the Office of Special Prosecutor President, Obambi, and the AG is insistent, sir, Obambi, Elisa Obambi. Meanwhile, the interpretation, the decision by the Supreme Court would directly affect the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Whereby we have even what is known as the amicus curiae. And I'm extremely surprised that the Supreme Court said no, the OSP should not come in. AG will represent it. But well, the Supreme Court is not bound by her own decision because the decision in the Speaker Court and Honorable Dr. Dami was representing the Speaker. But the Speaker engaged the services of my friend Tadosori. And the Supreme Court said the Speaker has every right to engage the services of Tadosori. So this time, why is it the person? Because you know, sir, when the decision is given, now it will affect individual or an office to be cry. Office in the city can be, but the better way there, once they operate under the umbrella of the Attorney General. Because the Attorney General is the legal representative of the government of Ghana by Article 88, beyond sanctionment. So, we can't say anything to said. Yeah, you have a positive interpretation and community be over that. Two. So, there's no my transfer. You can use that. But even if there's a gray area, so the law governing the creation of Office of Special Prosecutor, to credit the BP, I am the prosecutorial powers in the crown pa. At least, and can say, I'm trying maybe a Supreme Court to can obey. Say, yeah, Office of Special Prosecutor, law, to credit one baby. And therefore, you must show that gap. But with this version, it's better yet. I am in there. Samagana for you, who said, I see what NDC council. When Ghana for you, we are thousands of Yoko, Social Prosecutor, when you have one, I may have quote here, Ketash. By this submission, I don't say it, to say that in the BBI and I slap off. By this submission, I'm not saying it, Remonacha, BBI, or slap off. No, you may hate Remonacha, you may hate Kisi. But as a country fighting to stem the tide of corruption on there. And can people are to Bunani, Bubuna Panza, Pansan person here, and yet, and yet. And can Yoko among Bubuna Basa here, and yet. So it is a very serious matter. And once again, maintain, sir, NDC to be, and yes, I'm here, MDP, NDC, no. But look, at any point in time, money we are here. So be a woman said the Catholic and Islamic everybody, woman in front of Korea, getting a human. Because even when Black Stars are crying out, go and watch the video of Santos or a mining yet, abandoning it into Black Stars in Yard. But the man is also studied. So you see, this is a dangerous ground we are all treading. And then my teacher is Deputy Attorney General said, OSP cases in Ben Samran, Attorney General. Oh, you what? And that one, even if I think I say, Attorney General, about file appeal. And so, we have to know. So, we are treading on a dangerous ground. And I wish for this country. We run the echo, we run the AC, we take the echo. Not in Suma Managana, but the minister of Gubiti. I wasn't a J. Because you know, I've been saying, sir, MPP as a party, I make a never do or a bear, and never that, men Fuaso, men Pereso. One, what the Ghana for Sikh Cathedral, taxpayers' money, men Fuaso. Two, I will set up common funds, 10 kinds. No young Kunyan, and the Cokrobia also. This is assembly. And yet, give them their money. Move for Sikanama DC for them C4. 3. me can say MPP ba e say omoma mantam of no ato abayi wo mu DC abeta se sebraha ye nyeye MPP na ye party a Ghana for people be ye ni da wo mu so they can reshape the destiny of this country. See, so about this thing, what can you do about any DC? As for NDC, the least talk about them, the better. And you will be something on a point. So we are singing, I say, Office of Special Prosecutor said, Yabuna, Nabasa, Nababa, and Mara. Yeah, and say, Udadi, but woman in you, man, baby, I do know. I asked, and you know, and this is one someone kind of year one say why we could kill it. Now also someone died. Baby Biaphobia, Obenabi. Baby Pierre, Obephobia, one office of special prosecutor, a year human, a young people, no, a young baby, a young media, Debbie. Nansanya, but yes, the consider you need to walk. President Mahama never beca show, Debbie, Monyasa, and so baby agree. He said because of one one and yet to be Nippon is the person uncle. So it is a very serious thing. The American a year unico and check member Quaminum, but there be a Nibisuma Mangana and said, yeah, Presbyterian for crossing the department, near your petty, near your present, and on a year Guyana, Debbie, Yanuna Yehu. NDC, that be American President Mahama, what the Mecca. Uchu Mutaya, what the Mecca. And you go confirm and answer, you know, that good governance, good leadership, proper governance. President Mahama, you know, I sometimes remember when MPP make an MPP 20 Matama, and this focus out why I can look correct. So I did about any Shabana Bacho Yama Yen. Miss Annan Penny, you can hear that tongue of Sabino. But send this Shabana Yama the Brain Koye, who does a big push. Kwame Amudi Finkra Airbank, and Kumase Kadri Tunkran, Konongo, Bediafa Kurunachi, Udu, and Yinama, Bediafa Kurunachi, English, Bediafa Kurunachi, Bonso Bediafa Kurunachi. Aye. Such can now declare a good quano. I don't know who Rasa Quanu. I don't know who finds a quani. What am I by for big push? Big push. So sauce and corn. Cannot know when this year. What when this year would hear me? I'm people time all over by an opera canino. I have not run away from the opera cano. You cannot hear the best aquan when I hear so sauce. I had a cofa, or the compartment casino, whatever the someone. Now they are quite fast and inside the hall. Now they are quite central region hall. Now they are about the shop Washington. Tell me, a big pushing. A better than Kumasa, what a overhead, you know. 1 year, Shamidiano, me enemy and son. Mamma the Bakudia Krakofa, Kamasi, and Yako. I would say it. Let's be very honest. Do you think that the NDC can tell the people in Volta region this thing? I'm not doing tribal politics. I'm not doing ethnic politics. I'm doing real and actual and honest politics. So I'm interested, you know, they are 9. Into what you back question, I am the answer. No back on what the Apaka Kofa grabbing, and then the master of my Kwakwakusi, a Ukraine. Yes. I don't know when you're 9. Let's be very honest. Let's very sincere to God, a man. It would you say a water region? Would you say a savannah region? Would you say a northern region? Would you say a south region, in water, savannah, northern region? And then Kasa me about now we'll catch a woman said, yeah, you back up to show yes. I don't know, I'm on some time, Tarisa. And then again, I am so, oh, as we did, maybe we're in a church and your mum. I'm a Jacob Fakani. What translation from interchanging yourself 40 only a bed to this year near the back of Can you tell people in water region this? Can you tell people in Savannah? Can you tell people in Northern region this? Can you tell people in Upper East? Can you tell people in Upper West? Can you tell people in Upper East this? If it were to be Bunu region, I would just about to catch in a Bunu for himself. And the young will say, I can't go and say, I'm going for the back at all. Bunu, you cannot do that. But why is it Asante there? What I mean, you could go from Quintia. So, well, we are all disappointed in this. And maybe President Mahama because the confidence and the trust I had in President Mahama. He's a good friend. He's a good brother. He's my senior brother. I will always respect him as a Duobia Medeman and Duobia Medema Bumia, but the same one by John Mahama because he's a president. And I have a lot of friends in the NDC. So, OSP, the baby are doing there. Oma, I saw Mubegu OSP in there, Begu office. So, well, notwithstanding divergent views, and some have been better, and yet, but I think that my purposive approach and purposive interpretation to the law that created the OSP and the office of the OSP. And Casadino, I'm taking Agyapbeng, near PENDREAM Chakra, in Quebec institution and Cow. Now I'm one. I'm a person, I am Franco Attorney General's officer. Look, I'm a practicing lawyer. I've been a practicing lawyer for 36 years as a lawyer. Attorney General's office, look, I'm going to say, Sekra Yati Bruno is. Now you are Bruno, near one region. Or many AG's offices in 2 other regions. Now, money, I get you see money. Money are you. Bruno is, and then the Afro. AG's office in Yanya. So it is the Bruno regional. Near Koyana, nearby. You have a high court at Offenso. You have a high court at Mampo. You have a high court at Obuasi. But AG's office back up at Ukumasha. Master, baby, I want no one MPP and NDC. Ya catch you. We we are far you. Actually, don't find. Ya catch you. And say you're being your phone. Say enough of you. But Shababi, like the dilemma of a ghost, that I go to Cape or to Elmina. You acquire an answer your buy. Until now, that's better OS, Bergunua. Yo, you didn't talk. I'm going to make a now maybe a common, and I'm mentioning the common, Madame, when you have to say, then Clashe is one of the greatest elements God created for the country Ghana. And then you could get a quarter woman. But I was it. Bergu OS, and then that one, and President Mahama was disappointing the public. Your regime has disappointed a lot of people. Never say Mubinum as on diet, say President Mahama back, and President Mahama by ya. So, and one day be beginning. Can I know another phone case? I will be the letter or copy information from the Attorney General's office. I know one some debris, I did all the way 60%. And to a jam. Nippon, the question would you me? Because I know Uchiato Bang the pay. Now you're not some by President Mahama and this Papa, a better sanction maybe. What is it? It's about 7 billion or 70 billion. Wasn't not this Malik but jelly? No, what? What did Baumiatam, Baumia Proco, Baumia say, but Malik but jelly. So when we are in some to send you a Bribuana and Carno, or on the back of the back of Malik but jelly. Can someone can about me? And now we should call no more way, because our budget is carried down once a quite Consusa. Agyapbeng, I hope.
So I'm about to say, and cre. One more because and cre.
Oh, I know Clashe. Okay, I know Clashe, son of them are coming in. Branham attachment down between Subinso number 2, building Saquano, between Subinso number 2, Wenty, Subinso number 2 to Branham, minimum Branham, no one can blue. Assassin that one, other than your family, because anybody said they're coming in. And like I said during the MPP time, the Sikana went to my year for 7 years food, minimum yagre. My yags is a damn mogre. My mind, but not, and yet to phone any the quiet near Bui and San Yako College. What is I to cover? What you require a 1 year you acquire for Branham, 1 year you acquire for a front place. MPP time, the more Shigana Sika, NDC time, more Shigana Sika. A front place, national service. National service from paying for pay credit. Sika San at the mouth. MPP time, because it's Sky at the mouth. A brochure on the buy, but yes, and the buy. And this is supposed to say, now look at the gun of wedding. Your years of Alabama and Penny MPP, no more to Ghana Sikana Sawam. Your years of Alabama and Penny NDC, no more to Ghana Sikana Sawam. Adan, Hopelessness and joblessness. Hopelessness. Depending on my money, cases about a teacher recruitment, what about 70,000? Abandon the veterans at 7,000. You don't need to blame the NDC, sir, and you blame one teacher for the sir, and teacher for someone to abandon NDC. Who can say what? Okay, my NDC himself, or by the respect the agenda. No, be any sort of basa. Don't blame the cocoa farmers. Okay, my NDC himself about increasing the price of cocoa. So you don't insult the cocoa farmers, you don't insult the nurse, you don't insult the teacher. But you should blame our leaders. Sometimes, when I want to talk to the Akama MPP, they said it, but the bay idea, papa. Even though the brother, I mean, the Nagani. Then first you can call, remember, be a gunner, would discuss aircon national service, or where you, so then call the Afghan place, then call the Brana, billions of cities. First you can nowadays, and said, Mr. Amika, I'm not insulting President Akufo-Addo. I'm not insulting President Mahama. But I'm saying that common sense should have done upon Akufo-Addo. Common sense should have done upon Mahama. First you can know what the economics, and don't come in the today. And you think I go for Ukro Bole, I could see Hamlet, many parts of the Me catch Akufo-Addo say common sense should have done upon you, sir. First you can know the excitement, who know. You know the cathedral, fire train, Kwani. Fakosi Hamlet, many parcel. Fakosi a design a lubo. Fakosi domain, Fakos Sampa, fire train, many parcel. Ufagana Portican Casam Kosi Cathedral. No, I'm highly disappointed in some of our leaders. And I've been telling the youth of this country, Munya Botari, because then my man and my Anubania Brabant Piasso Posso. Say you didn't want to go and show you Ghana, near Naka Sacre. One shot near any embassy, but they need a humanity. They need humanity. We should be talking to them. Our leaders have disappointed us. You see, National Cathedral, not in Yajuma. I know this thing, I know so for Soko Paga and I have Mila. It will take my way. I'm even told. My now for Busanga for being better Sabako, Kulungungwa, Bako for Togo. Bako for Togo, the Bako. What an iron! No more than no more than Jubilee House, and more cover, more risk, more cover, no more risk. And way for the way. And he to wish him away to wish him away everything. After years, the moment you shake up, I don't mind that. That's a yakan. MPP 8 years went to my monthly and call family, 1 monthly and Copaga. President Mahama, there is a sour baby. Three better knuckle. And yet, our leaders have disappointed us. So I am humbly appealing to the youth in this country, many members, both MPP and NDC. You have the opportunity 2028 to move back to Abba. How you exercise your right. But certainly, I'm hugely disappointed in President Mahama. Now, I can't confirm. OSB Agyapbeng. Obia no krekani bia wa NDC mu a na wa MPP ma. Obeka che o office in the money o. Ebia na kise Agyapbeng ye bibi broso ampa. Ebia remote acha ye bibi broso ampa. Na no me madam ko fi juma fie de ko sake wo. But that doesn't mean say I should tell the whole world say yoko ye ntwem. There will be excesses. And you know, nobody actually NDC will be doing. No, so we are hugely disappointed. And no, I mean, I'm but we are not into the Quamman Magana. You will say to this thing. Okay.
Nana, yeah, running up. Why, what are you?
Running up. Where is the president? I am an end this weapon of the Bagulu. Bagulu, we let him keep quiet. They had the majority. Omopa and can set of the better to make my passion lobby to cure the grey area.
Okay. Nana Obi Buahini and not train common.
I'm not PENDREAM TV. Now, so far, so good. Say open online portal, Ghana. Nipa share, Nipa follow, Nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.